how to structure and make your automation offer. In this video, I'll exactly break down how to make your offer tweak or make it a little bit better. And if you're someone beginners really don't watch my videos, how to just make your offer from scratch. Because your offer is something simply that is perceived of value and not price. What do I mean by that? Let me draw an example of a car. There's a car, boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, this is such a good drawing. Boom, 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 boom. This is a car, right? This car is worth 200K. Let's say it's a Lambo. Let me ask you a question. How many times do you see an advertisement from Lamborghini or from Rolls Royce or from these luxury brands on your TV, on your phone, on X, anywhere? Where do you see it? Nowhere. Really, really specifically, if they have a current offer or they have something specific coming up, like an event or something, then only you'll see it. Why is that? The reason is why, because these brands don't need it because their perceived value is already there. They're premium. They don't need to advertise to you. They're already selling cars. They're a luxury brand. See? So they don't need to sit there and do that. Even, let's say, BMWs, you don't see that many ads of them as well. But a Toyota, you'll see a Toyota ad everywhere. Why is that? Because it's working on the mechanics. When you have a car that's worth 200 grand, because I think they probably have insane profit margins on this. You can Google this up probably. So because they have these insane profit margins, what does that mean? It means that they are all working on the perception, not the actual mechanics, not the actual base model, not like the actual specific of a car. You buy a Toyota because it's a reliable car. You buy it because it has XYZ features. You buy a Lambo to show off. What's easier to do? Make a vehicle that has all these features, all this stuff, or make a car that has a good value to it. Make a car that's a good value to it. A hypercar, which costs like $6 million when it's made like in $500,000, and even probably less than that, probably more. I don't know. But people buy it. Why is that? People buy it because it has a perceived value. It's a car that that looks good. It really it's a lead on the road. And that's why they sell. And so much easier to do, right? So what happens is that people start to do this thing, especially in the AI or industry, where it's like, we make this, we make that. They have this entire sort of perception around price when there should be value. Rather than being like, we'll get you XYZ X clients for 3K a month, a retainer, you should be like, we can give you an entire system and make it automatic for you. If you put if on the while you don't lift a finger, I'm just thinking at the top of my head. Okay, so this is what I'll do. We'll give you 20 clients, even without lifting a finger, or on autopilot with our AI integrated system. Boom, done. Or an integrated automatic system, which I'll cover the words as well. But you can kind of see the gameplay of that right then and there. That's value based. You don't need to lift a finger. You'll get clients on command, and you don't need to sit there and like be this be the commander. You can just sit on back and get new clients and make money. That sounds pretty good to me. But if I say for 3K a month, I'll give you this many clients, and our system consists of this, I'm just gonna be like, just leave. And if you start talking about specifics of the system, most people don't know the specifics of the system. It's like me trying to explain to you how an engine of a McLaren would work when you don't have one, or even the owner doesn't know how it works, but people still buy it. People don't even know the feature. It gets red light all the time. People still buy it. Why? Because the perception. I want to italic and bold this. You need to perceive. It needs to be perceived to be important. That's it. Let's look at this video. 170 qualified leads scraped in 20 minutes by ChatGPT agent mode. In this video, single time, right? I use AI on the front, but the title of the video, there's no AI, right? On the thumbnail, you probably can't see that. There's a reason why I do that. The only reason why I put hint on the AI so that the people who are searching, the search engine gets good. But I'm not saying they're talking about AI all the time, because let me tell you why. Because if you look at this post, my bio even doesn't say AI. Go check my Instagram, by the way. It doesn't even have anything. Really great stories. I've done 500 stories on Instagram last month. Absolutely insane. Been printing with it, made a lot of money, which is awesome. But the reason why I'm saying this is because when people think AI, they think of ChatGPT. That's the first thing. You, someone who's working as a dev, or someone who's selling these offers, you understand, more of the systems. But the person who is using ChatGPT database, the business owner that you're selling to, thinks of ChatGPT. And the thing is that ChatGPT is $20. So people associate your offer with $20, which sounds dumb, but that's how people think. And instead, you can use these words rather than crying about it. Let me come in here. Rather than saying bot, you say systems. Rather than saying automatic, you say autopilot. Rather than saying AI system, you use integrated automatic system. Now you can use autopilot as well, but integrated just sounds better, right? Because people judge a book by its cover. Most people don't. Most people are like, no, 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 they don't. No, no, that's not. That's a lie. People do that. So let me come in here. You need to add a human touch to your offer. Otherwise, they will find someone who's cheaper. This again, it's coming to that Toyota. The thing is that when you see these brands sells like let's say coffee brands do this from the mountains of Arabica beans, from the royal Arabs, I don't know, from elephant dunk, all this like nonsense in some way. You see that because you're like, oh, this came from, oh, so like you can kind of also flex it. Oh yeah, I drink that coffee that comes from, Arabia, where the elephants shit gold. Like it sounds extremely corny, but it sells. Why? Because people judge it, right? The reason is because people buy not what you sell. The people buy you. Like me, I add one-on-one weekly calls and teaching a human aspect in there, right? And here's a little trick that you can do to like find clients to make the systems and automation team and to like give yourself a higher LTV, and this will give you like upsells and referrals. Okay, so let me break this down. This is for the people, who say like around the end. A human teaching aspect is key. Here's a trick. Find clients who you can make a system for and then have a team as well with them, like talk with them. This will give you higher LTV, upsells, and referrals. Because why? Because you add the human aspect, you have the one-on-one aspect. So now you solve their problem, but you're also communicating with them on a day-to-day basis, which makes them what? A personal collection, which makes them, these clients who are like, you know what? Whenever I have an issue, Alex is always there for me. Whenever I have an issue, Alex fixed this. Whenever I had that, Alex fixed my DM problems. And once you understand this, and if you're actually having problems, by the way, you can book a call with me. It's down in the description. And we work with people who have over 25K followers on IG, who already have an offer, already consistently making 10 to 12K a month. We scaled up to 50K. One of our clients about to hit 6 figures a month, which is awesome. But let me go back to the point, which is being like, you see, right? I don't need to sit there and just give them so many like offers, give them so many automations, because I'm working with them as well. I'm teaching them sales. I'm teaching them how to make, better systems. I'm teaching them how to learn about themselves even more and more and break their mental beliefs, which is the biggest bottleneck. Again, I stand by this. You are the biggest bottlenecks of your business. If you have personal problems, they will go into your business problem. That's a guarantee. Like, no pun intended. So what I do is that I try to make them a better person and fix their personal problems so their business will also 10x. Because when they have creativity, when they're making good content, it always works, right? Also, let me tell you something as well about, at the end of this video, which is, if you're a salesperson or marketer watching this video, you guys can join AI Frontrunners. It's down in my bio again. But it is the best community, if I'm going to be honest. The best community. Find devs, find connections. It literally has different sections for crypto, for agencies, for marketing, for health, like anything that you can name. Is really great community. They are the best in the market. And you don't need to know anything about AI and actually to sell it. Now, this is where it comes. People say it's a scammer. You need to hire really good people. Like, if you know how to hire good people for an entire industry, I can walk in there. Let me give you an example. I can walk in there in a car business and become like one of the leading car businesses. Why is that? Because I know how to hire people. I know what people are the best. I hire them. I don't really know, but I can sell the car. That's it. But the making of the car can be done by something else, and the issue is that the devs cannot sell most of the time because they're devs, right? And the people that want to sell don't have a good product. So you guys can both congregate and become something bigger than you would if you did it separately. Does that make sense? Now, I wanted to break down one more last topic before I end this video, which is extremely, extremely crucial. Let me break this down. And it comes back to this point, which is, where is it? Yeah. This value-based problem also means how hard you're pushing on the problem. You need to create and solve issues which are extremely prudent and extremely important to that person which you're selling to. Let me break this down. If I'm hungry, if I'm dying, right? Let's say I'm dying of hunger, and I find a chef, right? I find a chef who can cook me food. Like, normal food doesn't need to be, something extremely extraordinary. But he asks for my house. What will I do in this situation? I will give the chef my house. Why is that? Because I have a dying need. I'm literally dying. I need to eat food. And once you can kind of do that, and a lot of the times people don't have these issues, but you can create that. This is what I'm saying. It's all about the perspective. It could be like, hey, you're not using our systems. and you're helping them. First of all, this is not, it's a trickstery, whatever you want to call them. If you genuinely think you can help them, this you can just solve it anyway. But sometimes we have issues, limiting beliefs again. Let's say a person is there, right? And they're like, hey, I don't want this right now. It's all right. Yes, I can automate. I can fire 5 members of staff, but I don't really want to do that. You can make them a couple of perspectives. First, I'll just give the price and the time. Listen, John, the system can replace 5 people from your business. 5 people. You pay them $4,000 a month, right? Let's do that 4 times 5. That's $20,000. Done that by 12 months. That's $240K. My system costs, let's say, $100K. You're still gonna save $140,000 from implementing my system. And John, this is the future. If you're not gonna do this, the competitor will do it anyway. I'm gonna call the people anyway. I'm gonna call the guy next door. So I'm just asking you, who do you want to work with and how do you want to scale? Because I could work with you. I really like you. But also on top of that, if you're not going to be willing for the system, which is completely fine. I'm not pushing in any way. But the next guy door will have it, and he'll have five members of staff eradicated, and he'll also on top of that will save a lot of money. Now, in this position, John has a dying need now. He didn't need it. He didn't need to fire those people. Those five people were working all right. But you created a massive need right then, that you created the urgency, the vigor for him to act, which caused it to be a dying problem. And as soon as you do that, the thing, right? The more value you can give, the more you can charge. The more value you can give, the more you can charge. I always think that if you can make someone $140,000, or save that much money, whatever it is, you can charge them $100K, no worries. They'll give you that money because they're still having an upsell $120,000 if they want that, if that's their desire, right? But that's the entirety of this video. If you want to join AI Frontrunners, in the bio. If you want to book a call with me, I know you're going to do it one day. Why not do it today? Just do it. Let's work together. Let's get this done, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.